US President Donald Trump's Board of Peace for post-war Gaza Reconstruction began to take shape on Saturday, with the leaders of Egypt, Turkey, Argentina and Canada asked to join. The announcements from these leaders came after US President named his Secretary of State Mark Rubio, former British Prime Minister Tony Blair and senior negotiators Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff to the panel. Trump had already declared himself the chair of the body as he promotes his vision of economic development in Gaza. Dheeraj Das from DD India gets us more.
The White House on Friday announced some members of a so-called Board of Peace that is to supervise the temporary governance of Gaza, which has been under a fragile ceasefire since October. Trump named members of a board to help supervise Gaza that was dominated by Americans as he promotes a vision of economic development. Trump has already declared himself the chair of the Board of Peace and announced its full membership that will include US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Trump's special envoy to West Asia Steve Witkoff, former British Prime Minister Tony Blair and Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner. The board will also include private equity executive and billionaire Mark Rowan, World Bank President Ajay Banga and Trump advisor Robert Gabriel. Former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, whose legacy was heavily tarnished by the 2003 war in Iraq, has long been a contentious figure in West Asia. Blair said he was honored to join the board, adding he looked forward to working with other colleagues in line with the president's vision to promote peace and prosperity. The White House also named an 11-member Gaza Executive Board that will include Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan, the UN Special Coordinator for the Middle East Peace Process, Sigrid Kaag, UAE Minister for International Cooperation, Reem Al-Hashimy, and Israeli billionaire Yaki Gabay, along with some members of the Executive Board. Nikolai Mladenov, a former UN Middle East envoy, will be the High Representative for Gaza. Nikolai Mladenov will oversee a separate 15-member Palestinian Technocratic Committee, the National Committee for the Administration of Gaza, or NCAG, charged with managing the day-to-day governance of post-war Gaza. The NCAG will be led by Ali Shat, a former deputy minister in the Palestinian Authority, who will head that new committee. The White House said the Board of Peace will take on issues such as governance capacity building, regional relations, reconstruction, investment attraction, large-scale funding and capital mobilization. The White House did not detail the responsibilities of each member of the founding executive board. The names do not include any Palestinians. The White House said more members will be announced over the coming weeks. Dheeraj Das's report for DD India.